This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
What you think the least attractive hobby for a man to have is? There's plenty out there.
Stamp collecting?
I don't think that's unattractive. I think that's interesting, especially when I think my ex-husband used to collect stamps, or at least he had his nan's collection.
Yeah, well, you guys picked on me for a long time about my butterfly collection. When I was a younger chap, I used to collect butterflies. Kate had an aviary at home.
Did you?
He had a selection of nets next to the aviary. And yes. Dad, I think this net would be perfect today to catch the butterflies.
And then I would hop, skip and jump through the backyard catching butterflies. Monarch was my favourite.
But that's okay, because you're a child.
Then we went to Winston Churchill's war bunker.
In London?
And what did he do? Collect butterflies. Two world leaders separated by a couple of generations.
That is...
My gosh. It was. We always thought it was a bit weird with the fairy outfit that you wore catching the butterflies.
Well, I grew out of it. That was the only issue. It was a bit tight around the thighs.
What do you think your least attractive hobby is now as a grown man? Fitzy?
Well...
Whipper?
I still have a collection of calculator watches, which I think is quite nerdy. Yeah, I've got some really good ones, actually, that I've forgotten about, that now I find that my bedside drawer, Lenny opens regularly and goes through them. So I think he's actually pushing for a calculator watch at some stage.
That's kind of cute. We'll come to yours in a minute because you might just hog the whole break if we get to your unattractive.
How rude.
Hobbies.
Well,
let's talk about gaming, because this
computer games.
Yeah, apparently if you're a grown man and you're into gaming, it is the least or the most unattractive hobby a man can have. This is this woman who's spoken out. Her name's Liz Wheeler. She's caused controversy online after claiming that men playing video games is not only a red flag, but the most unattractive hobby a man can have. She took to X to share her thoughts on gamers, saying that it's beyond red flag, like deal breaker zone. It's weird that so many dudes don't get this.
13, 24, 10 if you've broken up with someone because they're a gamer.
Do you know what? When you go to Harvey Norman and you walk past the gaming chair section, I think to myself, if you do have one of these at home, it is a red flag
what
for any woman, isn't it?
What do you mean a gaming chair?
Oh, it's a special chair.
Kate, they are like, it is, oh my gosh.
It's like a bucket seat in a car.
Like, they're better than any office chair. Like, it's full on because there's hours and hours being spent in these chairs, but they look like racing chairs. Have you seen them?
Yeah.
Tommy's in one now.
Having a look at one now.
Fitzy, what skin are you using in Fortnite? Because I've got the Travis Scott OG. It's really skibbity. I was slaying on the weekend, headshot.
I can't get into it. I know, and Maggie Dent has told us this. Maggie Dent is, when it comes to video games with your kids, you do have to maybe sit down with them every now and then and understand the game and talk their language to make them feel comfortable and you're okay with it. But I'm really struggling with it.
As a family, we will Mario Kart. We're not afraid to Mario Kart.
Well, that's a bit of fun.
As a family.
Yeah.
Ash is kind of giggling a little bit behind the scenes here. Ash, does your man like a bit of video game gear?
No, my fiancé does not play video games.
You
but
sure?
Would it be a deal breaker?
I had an ex who, it wasn't until he moved in that all of a sudden the gaming element of his life came out. So it was kind of a hidden hobby until he moved into my apartment, and then he was gaming and it was around the time he also lost his job, so he was gaming 24/7. I couldn't do it.
More
I was
interested in the Xbox.
What was his go-to game? Do you know, Ash?
I don't really know a lot about video games, but he was talking to people on his headphones. And
he had headphones?
I don't
tactically, trying to find the location of certain things. They were in battle or something.
I don't know why you dumped him.
It can be quite confronting too when you come home from work and you hear your partner in the other room going, "Yeah, got him. Oh yeah, you want that? I got you. Yeah,
land
you
over
take
there."
This." Because you don't know what's going on. And we hear conversations like that coming from Tom's office, and he's never played a video game in his life. You want that? Oh yeah, you want that, don't you?
Such a cheap joke.
Kate, would it be a deal breaker for you?
Yeah, I don't find it. Because I think and I'm just going to put it out there.
Go.
Even somebody that sits on the couch and watches a little bit too much TV
Yeah, Slob Town.
is like, oh.
But then they turn around to you and go, hang on a minute, you collect tea towels.
But that doesn't take up anyone else's time but mine.
But that's
it's a bit
something that they
creepy.
might consider boring.
Yeah, but gaming
you're
and
considering
watching TV, that eats into time spent living.
See, my wife is addicted to op shops, along with my mum. But do you know what? I'm feeling
You're over it, are you?
really down at the moment that you get a fashion parade every day. Like, have a look at this, made in Italy, amazing. Who cares? You got it for like $6, mate.
Yeah.
No one wants it.
No one
Oh,
cares.
just show a little bit of
know.
interest. She's had
And you
to
go-
watch you and your boys play football
You go,
for
guys,
hours.
I wear YD. Stop trying to sell this stuff to me. I'm a
What is-
tarot cash guy.
What
Get
are
out
you
of my
talking
face.
about? I'm wearing a vest from Connor.
Wade's been brave enough to call in
With
from
the name
Guildford.
Wade, yeah.
No.
Oh, to do with gaming.
Oh, that's awful.
Sorry, Wade.
So how much?
Look, I enjoy a good video game. Look, I don't care. I'm 35. It gives me a break. But as I said, I'm also a personal trainer, so I still keep myself healthy every other day of the week.
Yep.
Okay.
It gives me a chance to train to bond with my daughter as well, because she loves video gaming. So me and her
Right.
like to play games together.
Okay.
And my wife actually likes it because she knows that I'm at home, I'm enjoying myself, and I'm not out getting blind drunk or gambling. So she doesn't care.
Whoops.
Do you have limits
I
on
guess.
yourself, Wade? Do you have, like, do you say to your wife, can I have an hour here, or how do you do it?
Yeah, so like we usually obviously spend the day with the kids, a night with the kids, have their bedtime routine. Then we obviously allocate time together, and then I might get maybe an hour or two here or there on the weekend where I go, honey, I just want to have some space and just to play some games. She goes, yeah, go for it.
You playing
And then
Fortnite,
she
Wade?
spends her time. No, not Fortnite. I'm not into that stuff.
What are
you
you
playing,
into,
mate?
Wade? What's the game of choice?
For me, I like playing first-person shooters or sport games. It's just
Yeah,
something a bit more
sure.
competitive.
Love that.
Person shooters.
Yeah,
I
shoot
don't
a game.
understand
Shoot 'em
any
up.
of this.
Do you talk to other people as well, Wade? Do you get on the headphones?
I used to, not anymore. The most
No.
I do now is actually when you kill people, they do a term called teabagging, where you squat over the top of them and bounce up and down. So it's like a way to say to someone, sucked in, I killed you.
Okay. So you just dunk.
Have you ever heard of that term before? I
You're
mean,
dunking, are you, Wade? I mean, if you can't virtually teabag these days, then what can you do? You know what I mean? It's better than getting arrested.
He's doing it at home and he isn't out gambling.
I think your wife would prefer you to be drunk gambling. Okay. Ash has completely lost the plot. Okay.
I've done it again!
Fits in Whipper with Kate Ritchie is a Nova podcast. For more great shows like this, download the Nova Player via the App Store or Google Play.
The Nova Player.